it will not check. Okay, you got the point?
Yeah.
So that's why we are going to test from a user perspective using system.run as. Okay. Okay, fine. So let's move on. Next, let's going to see wrapper class. So any idea about wrapper class? Anyone has any idea about wrapper class? Next, we are going to see wrapper class. Okay. Why we need a wrapper class? People, those who did, Visual Force page might have used wrapper class, right? Anyone tried VF pages?
Yes, I tried and I tried wrapper class as well.
Okay. So what is the need of wrapper class over there?
It's like if it is a custom object, like where you can define whatever the field. Suppose there is a field which is not present in the object, but you want to show on the page. So through wrapper class, you can create your own data structure.
Okay, fine. Actually, wrapper class is a data structure. Wrapper class, it's not, hugely different from your class. It is a class which resides inside another class. Okay. Let's say the sample is my class. Inside the class, I'm going to write, let's say like this. Now this is called, now this particular block is called as, it's a wrapper class concepts you have written because inside a class you return and another class. Why you need to write these kinds of wrapper classes? Let's say you are going to use a list. What is mean by list? A list may consist of a single data type, right? So let's say you are going to write a list with a string, in the sense you will be storing all the data will be in the string format. Is it possible to store an integer in this particular list? No, you can't. List you specified string, so it will contain only string data type. Let's say if you specified a string, you declared a string as integer in the sense, or ID in the sense, you can able to store only IDs. You cannot store a string into it. Okay, so normally a list or a set, those things are contained, those data structures contains a single data type support only. Let's say there is a scenario, I want to store different data types using a single name. Different data types using a single name, in the sense automatically you will go for wrapper class or automatically you will go for class. Let's say this is a class. Inside the class I can declare a variable called integer x, okay, and I can declare a variable called string y. So now let's say this particular class, this class contains two different data types. So using a single name a, I can able to accommodate an integer as well as a string. This is not the case with your list. Okay, if you go for list, in the sense it will support only a single data type. If you go for a class concepts, in the sense it will support a different data types into a single name. So that is the advantage of class, and that is what wrapper class is all about. Okay, so let's say you are going to store an account information, and you need to store all the contacts related to your account information. At this point of time, what you will do, so let's get into a single picture. Let's buy a picture over here. Let's see here. This is what your account object is all about. This is what your account object is all about. Okay, and you are going to have a contact object also. Contact records also you need to store. So this is all about contact records. In that scenario, what you will do, you will create object for this particular object one, for this particular class, okay, for particular s object, and this is an object 2 to store all the informations. Okay, so two separate classes. Now you have two separate classes. This class A can contain all the account information, it contains all the account information, and this class contain all the contact information. Okay, now let's say there is an account called let's say X. There is an account called X. For this particular account, there is a contact called Y, and there is a contact called Z. There is a contact called C, like this. For this account, you have three contacts. So if you used separate classes over here, this is a separate class and this is also a separate class. In that scenario, there should be some kind of connectivity over here. Okay, so for this particular X, these all are the records connected. So two separate, instead of having two separate classes, what you can do is you can go for the wrapper class concepts. So what wrapper class concepts does is you can have a class inside another class. Let's say this is your class. This is your class and you can call it as account. Okay. So this is for account. I'm going to use it for account. So inside this account class, I'm going to write one more class. Okay. I'm going to write one more class over here. And this is called contacts. And this is called contact. Now what happens, you see, you need to create only object. You need to create only object for your account. Now I am going to create object for only this particular account object. Now I can able to access all my account informations, and the meantime I can able to access the contact information also. So how many objects currently I have? Only one object. Okay. So this is called a wrapper class concept. This is what the advantage of having a wrapper class. So generally the definition is a wrapper class is used to store different data types, but using a simple class also you can do the same thing. Okay. Main advantage comes here. Okay. By having one class inside another class, using one object, you can able to access all your classes inside your main class as well as your subclass. That is called your wrapper class also. Any doubts over here? Now you understood what is meant by wrapper class. You got the point?
Yes, bro.
The name is called wrapper, but otherwise the underlying concept is the object-oriented class concept only. You are having a class inside another class, so that is called wrapper class. The advantage of having is using a single object, you can able to access all the relevant records also. So that is what wrapper class is all about. Let's have a try with wrapper class over here. Let's see, I'm going to have an employee over in my org, and I need to store my employee information. For each employee, I need to store his personal information also. That is his department information also. If that is the case, in the sense, you need to create an employee class as well as you need to create a department class separately. Instead of that, I'm going to implement my a wrapper class concept. So let's say first I'm going to create an Apex class. So let's start with employee. Okay, fine. So this is my employee class is all about. This is my employee class. So inside the employee class, I need to store my employee name. Okay, so string, I'm going to store employee name, string name. Okay, and I need to store his age also. So let's say integer age. This is what is personal information. Okay, fine. Now I need to store this employee's department information also. For that, I am going to write, one more class inside that. This is the wrapper concept. So I'm going to write one more class, a department, and I'm going to have it as a public class. Let's say this is a public class. Okay, fine. So now, what is the scope? Actually, this employee class scope is all about public, right? So you can able to access it from anywhere. That's fine. So what about this particular, variables, name and age, member, whether you can access it from outside or not, whether you can access it from your, from your console window, is it possible from the developer console? What is the scope? Anyone? What is the scope of name and age?
Those are private.
Yeah, by default it's private. So let me try to create object for my employee class. I'm going to quickly create employee. Okay, so obj is equal to, I'm going to create new employee over here. Okay, I have created the object, right? So using that object, I'm going to try to access system.debug. Okay, system.debug. Now you cannot access obj.name. You cannot access it because you haven't specified any scope over here. So by default, it will be in the private scope. Okay, so you should be pretty much clear about this. And you cannot access your wrapper class also straight away like this. For example, let's say for department, I can't do like this. So let's say department obj is equal to new department. I can't do like this also. Okay, because this department class is inside the employee class. So without using this employee class, you can't access this department class. This particular wrapper class is all about. Okay, so the top level class That is what the functionality you have to make use of it. So at this particular junction, in this particular developer console, using this employee class object only, you can able to access this department also. So this is a private member. So if that is the case, in the sense, I can't set value from here. Object dot name is equal to, okay, let's say my employee name is Suresh. In the sense, I can't do like this. Okay. So now, how you will accomplish this task? I need to store name and age. How you can able to do this? Anyone? This is in private, okay? So I can't access it. I want to store the name into my employee, record, but I can't do this because it's in private. So what is the necessary, what is the functionality I need to change in my class? What I have to implement in my employee class?
You have to mention it as a public.
Make it public.
I will not make it as public because security threat is concerned. So I don't want to make it as a public. Okay. Okay. What are the scenarios?
Constructor.
Yes, absolutely. That's what I'm expecting. So the main purpose of having constructor is to set member variables, the value. Okay. This is a private, you can't access it. So let's try a constructor over here. You can have a constructor or you can have a method over here. I'm going to have a constructor. So the constructor normally it will start with public. It will not have any return type and it will be in the class name. So my class name is employee. So this is what the qualities of a constructor. Okay. So this constructor I'm going to write to store values for this. So in that is the case, in the sense I can store like this string. I need to pass the data over here. So string name and I need to pass the value age over here. So both the names are same. Here it's name and in the arguments also it's name. Can you able to use it? Yes, you can able to use it. In J and Soumya, did you try that parallel block and sub block, those kinds of things?
No. I haven't tried.
You try to do that in Apex, okay?
Okay.
Actually, those are the things we already seen, but the terminology is called as parallel block, sub block. So that's it. But the code you might have seen already in the classes itself. That's the thing. So here both are same. If that is the case, in the sense I'm going to use operator called this dot name. Actually, this always refers to the current object. What is your current object? Employee is my current object. So if I give this dot name, in the sense it will refer this particular class level variable name. Okay. If I specified simply a name, in the sense it will immediately refers this particular name only. If you specified simply name, in the sense it will refer the first level of visibility. So this is what the first level of visibility inside the constructor. So it will refer this particular one. To refer your class, you need to use this name. Why this scenario happen? Because you have a variable in the name of name in the class level as well as in the function level. If that is the case, in the sense you can use this operator. Okay. So let's see. So this dot age is equal to, I can able to use age also over here. Okay. Fine. If that is the case, in the sense while creating object, I need to pass the data over here. So Suresh, I'm going to pass, and next I need to pass age also. Let's say 30. Okay. So this is how you can implement your constructor and you can satisfy this particular function. Any doubts up to this particular point? Up to this particular point, do you have any doubts over here? Okay, fine. So let's move on. Let's implement the department class. Okay. As far as the department class is concerned, you need to store all the informations of your, all the informations of your department. So inside this particular class, I'm going to store the department name. So if that is the case, in the sense it might be a string. So string department name. Let's say like this, department name, and I need to store his salary. Let's say integer salary also. For this class also, you need to write a constructor. Okay, so I'm going to write a constructor over here. Public. The same thing is repeated. Okay, so public department. I'm going to have a constructor. So let's say it's also a string the department name. I'm again using this operator going to use. So again integer. Let's say that is also salary. Okay. If that is the case, in the sense you have to make use of this operator over here. So this dot DEP name. This dot DEP name is equal to your parameters passed DEP name, and you can make use of this dot salary is equal to the parameter passed over here. Okay, fine. Now the question is, where you will create object for this particular class. Okay, now this is fine. You set the data for your employee name and age. Now you need to set the data for your department. Okay, so for that, in wrapper classes concepts, what we used to do is we used to create an object itself inside the class. So I'm going to create an object for my particular department class. Okay, for particular department class, let's say department. I'm going to create obj department over here. Okay, that's it. I need to initialize this. It's just a declaration only. I haven't initialized it. So I'm going to initialize it here, because when you create object at this particular junction, it will be called this particular constructor. So from inside the constructor, I'm going to create object. So obj department is equal to new. You can use new. What is your class name? Your class name is department. So you can do like this. Okay. So while calling this particular function, I need to pass parameters because my constructor is expecting department name as well as the salary. So I'm going to pass the department name as development. So let's say development, and the salary. So let's say 45,000. I'm going to give like this. Okay. Now you got the point. Actually, employee is a class. Inside the class, you have another object. Okay, obj department. Now in the outside, you see here. I'm going to pass the data, name and age. So fine, it's going to store over here, and up to this point, it's finished. Everything is fine. Now I'm going to store the department. I'm going to create. While passing the department, I'm going to store the data development and 45,000. So you suppose if you are going to create 5 objects over here, for all the 5 objects, the department will be development and 45,000. That should not be the case, right? For example, I'm going to create first object, that is first employee. For the second employee, the department might be different and the salary might be different. If that is the case, in the sense, I need to change over here. Little bit changes I need to do over here, because I need to pass all the values over here. So string department name, I'm going to pass the department over here, and I'm going to pass salary also over here. So let me close it now. So all the data is being passed over here. Now I'm going to satisfy my inner class, that is department class. So instead of development, right over here, I'm going to change the department name. So DEP name, and instead of salary, I'm going to replace it. Salary. Okay. So now what you made, what you did with your employee, wrapper class is you can be able to create an employee name, age, and you can pass, development like this. Okay. You can do like this, development, and his salary is all about, let's say 50,000. So this is for employee 1. So this is object 1, first employee. Now I'm going to create the second employee, and I can third employee. Now I can change the name into different persons. So okay, let's say ABC, and this is another person, let's say XYZ. Okay, for him, let me change the department into testing. So let's say his salary is all about 30, and let's say he is the CEO. So let's put like this, CEO, and let's change, put one more 0 right over here. It's okay, 0. Okay, fine. So now you got the point. So I have created 3 employees over here. For all the 3 employees, I can able to store my, but the particular employee is a department information also. For that, I haven't created any other separate object. Everything is being achieved using a single object. Now the implementation part is how you will use it. Whether you will use different objects. No, you will be going for a list over here. So the implementation, final implementation will be like this: list of employee. Okay, list of employee. I can say employee list. Okay, is equal to new, again, list of employee. This is what you will be writing. List of employee. I'm going to create a list of objects. Okay, like list of integer, list of string, and you can create list of objects also. So in this particular employee list, what I will do is I will add my first object obj1. Okay, so likewise you can add this also 1, 2, 3. So ultimately, I end up with a single particular object called EMP list. This EMP list contains 3 employees and their particular, department information also. So this is what, finally I would be able to achieve using my wrapper class. Any doubts over here? Any doubts? Anyone? So let me run and debug and check what the output is all about. So here the employee name Suresh and age is 30. Okay, for him the department information development salary is 50,000. A single record and the next record and the next record. In this way, the built-in class is also developed in this particular way only, okay, using the wrapper method. Any doubts over here? First, see this code block. It's a pretty simple class inside another class. That is what all about this particular wrapper class is all about. Okay, for this wrapper class you can able to, and you can add the functionalities also inside this. Okay, so to create an object for the class, you can declare the object inside the class itself. No need to make it outside. If you make it outside, in the sense, again you will end up with by creating 2 objects over here. Here is one object, here is one object. Okay, again the purpose of wrapper class is it's gone. So that's why it's better to use the object wrapper class object inside the class itself. So if that is the case, in the sense, you need to pass arguments for all the classes, and then you need to from there you need to split it and you have to pass it to the child objects. Any doubt?
Wrapper class will work for the huge data also. I mean,
Yes, of
it
course.
will.
Yes, of course. That's why
Right.
I implemented bulkifying over here by using list. Okay. So by doing this, you are limiting the number of variables being used. Let's say you can use your for loop over here for 1 to 100. You can create 100 objects and you can store it into your